we're all trying to help each other. So obviously, so I think all of y'all have been here for differing amounts of time. Some of y'all joined us very early on, last December, Jan itself. But it's in the last few months that we've actually become more active. And from June onwards, you'd have noticed that there is a lot more happening on Club. We are trying to do a lot more of these community events. So like I said, any feedback, good, bad, ugly, as well as they want, please do let us know what you want for Club, right? Like I'll tell you what our overall dream and mission with Club is that it's the single place for the startup ecosystem. Whether you want to, anything you want to learn, anyone you want to connect with, mentors you want, learnings you want. We are doing the Friday AMAs, and that is something we'll stick to. Every Friday, we'll have a mentor or someone from the industry come and speak. But at the same time, we're also going to have more mentors on a day-to-day basis. We're on the process of onboarding the 10, 20 mentors who will be available on the platform on a day-to-day basis to help you with your day-to-day queries. Most of the other mentors will give you more overall guidance, but you might need some help on everyday execution, everyday smaller queries that you might have it. So we're trying to onboard more day-to-day mentors who can come onto the platform for that. So over the next 2 to 3 weeks, you'll see them coming onto the platform as well. So yeah, we are excited with Club. We have a lot of things coming up. We have new things as well coming up. Any feedback, like I mentioned, please do let us know, and we can take it there.
Hi, Sashi here. We connected on LinkedIn and you helped me with some templates.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you were talking about feedback, Sipa. I mean, something which I would like to share. I've seen a lot of members also commenting about that on the YourStory platform. Most of these videos, they talk about downloading the templates at one of the sections, basically. In the downloadable sections, you talk about downloading templates. And almost all the videos, Shraddha or whoever is actually anchoring the video says that. But none of those templates are available. In fact, of course, it's nice of you sent me a few templates after I connected with you. But as a matter of general inconvenience, because I've seen a lot of people putting comments there as well, saying that the templates are not there, and somehow there's no response to that. I mean, it's just silent after that. There's no response to your story team. So yeah, sorry, I wanted to bring it to your notice, basically.
No, perfectly, Sachi. And I think you did bring it up. So just to give you all a background, we do have another arm called YourStory Education. That's another arm that I'm looking at. So education is where we create the courses and the content, and it's a fully fledged LMS platform where we upload downloadable materials. Club is run on our partner platform, IT Networks, where now they have an option of putting in collateral and stuff. So we are in the process of uploading it. That's a miss on our side, Sashi. Thank you for pointing it out. So those two courses, Amrita and team are also looking at uploading the content and keeping it ready. So for the two main courses, which is the startup course and the funding course, we will be putting in the downloadable material on that soon. Whereas on the education platform, we have a lot more courses. We have a product management course, and I think in the next few months, we'll be having almost 1 or 2 courses coming out in education per month. On the Club platform, we'll be giving Club members access to, I think, 1 new course every quarter, 1 big course every quarter. That's a new initiative that we're bringing in. This will be in addition to the video interviews that are happening. That will happen separately, but we'll also be bringing in these full-fledged courses like the startup and funding course. Every quarter, there'll be 1 new course on the Club platform as well. But yeah, the content and the material that you want, Shashi, we'll definitely be adding that as well. Thank you for that feedback.
And one more thing, this education course you're saying, how does one sign on to it? Is it through your regular website or?
No, it's education.yourstory.com. Okay. It's our education offering called it. So you'll see these 2 courses, and we also have a whole other bunch of courses. If anyone from the Club team is interested in getting access to the education courses, please do let us know. We'll figure out how we can give a discounted rate for the education courses that are not on Club. Stuff that are on Club, you'll get access to at no additional cost.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
No problem.
Hi, Sarita this side. I don't have a feedback, but I have a query, and then the query is that I got the point that there are startups courses as well as funding courses and other video courses for us to learn and then leverage from each other. So I'm just trying to know. So there are other platforms as well like Meetup, LinkedIn, where we can find these courses and other materials. I'm just trying to understand, is there something specific that YourStory Club is offering, which it's differentiating with respect to the other offerings that we have on other platforms? So I'm just trying to know. Yeah.
No, perfect. No, thank you. That's a very good question, Sarita. So I think this is a question that we have got the most on, as to what exactly is club. A lot of people have joined for different reasons, and each of them have their own reasons on why they're a part of club. In a nutshell, I'll tell you what our dream and goal with club is. Like I mentioned, for us, it should eventually be the one. Yeah, for us, it should be the one single place for everything related to entrepreneurship. So our dream with Club is one, yes, it is a community, which will be, you could say, similar to LinkedIn without the noise, I would say, because it's only going to talk about the startup ecosystem and the startup community and the SMB community. We're all one big family. We're going to talk about all those communities and how we can help each other. Then there's the content learning section as well, which is the startup, the funding course, and the more courses that we will bring onto it. We have the event section as well, which will have special events like this. We have every Friday, we have an event, and we'll also be doing a lot of other events from Jan onwards. And we'll also have mentorship, which is a big part of what we do here at Club. We have Friday mentorship that happens every week. And in addition to that, we'll also be getting those day-to-day mentors, like I mentioned, by next month. So these are a lot of the things that we are offering, which is different. It's more on a everyday hand-holding basis, I could say. And this is just the crux of it. We'll be adding a lot more over time. And yeah, any feedback that you'll have, please do let us know. We'll keep improving upon it to make this better. I hope that helps, Sarita. I'm sorry.
Hi, Ayappa.
Hi.
This is Deepak. And hi. I'm absolutely new. This is my day one. And I just got
great.
subscribed to Club today, right? So though you mentioned mentorship, right? So I'm trying to understand, is it like you invite somebody from industry and you pick up some business topic or some strategy action point, and then you talk about it? How does it go? I mean, how does it flow in the session?
Yes. So we have two types of mentorship events that we have every Friday. So every Friday there's a mentorship event. Either they're master classes or they're AMAs or a mix of both, right? Master classes is when they speak about their industry specific. Like we had Sanjay Nath from Bloom Ventures. We've had Amit Somani, we've had Anuj Rathi from Swiggy. All of them come and talk about their ventures, and they also keep it as an AMA for the club members to ask what questions you might have of them. And they address all the questions that you have. We also preemptively reach out to you all to get questions that you want us to ask them, so that all the topics are covered by them. But whatever you want answered, these people are covered by our mentors. And like I said, this is what happens. Is what we're kind of doing right now.
Would it not be an open forum wherein we could raise the questions?
Yeah, it is. It is a live open forum where you can raise the questions as well.
Okay, fair enough. I think that pretty much
answers. It's a live forum, and in case you're unable to attend it, we also take questions preemptively. We do both.
Got it. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. Sorry, I see Gordian's hand up. So Gordian, I'm
thanks.
Assuming, yeah.
So
hi, Gordian.
Thank you for having us in the club as well. So I'm actually kind of still in Berlin because I'm desperately waiting for the situation to become better, to move to India and start up the company there. What I was aiming for with the club is actually to get some more one-on-one kind of like experience exchange. So I'm more interested in to exchange with the other entrepreneurs than to kind of like hear from someone who's successful, because the models of success is not repeatable. So it's actually the learnings that we all have that we should exchange on. And I'm really happy to exchange, because I do have some current questions, because we are talking with universities and schools to do pilots, but I'm not enough involved in Indian culture to know the next steps, to be very frank and very open from the start. And I'm happy to exchange. And if somebody has to or wants some information on how to go to Germany or what's here, I'm always happy, and you can approach me anytime.
Yeah, Guardian, thank you. I think, first of all, welcome to Club. Great to have you here. I think there are a lot of people in Club who are from the EdTech and the education space who I have seen as well. I can connect with you after this call, right? And I'll guide you through with that. And like this, we will also be doing a lot of one-on-one networking events from July onwards within the Club community itself, as well as we're trying to get feedback on which industry and which area you want specific things from, and accordingly, we'll try working on getting such people in. Yeah, but I'll connect with you, Guardian, after this. Okay, and okay, our party host is here. She's been listening in on everything that we have been saying. So without further ado, I'm going to stay quiet and hand it over to Shraddha. Thank you.
Thanks, Ayappa. Hi, I hope everyone can hear me. And because I got to hear some of the questions, so I'll start with Gordian, your questions answer. As an entrepreneur myself for the last 13 years, somewhere we all interact. It's not that we are lacking in interaction and meeting people, but last 1 year made us also realize that while we have different kinds of networks, I don't know if you guys experience this, there are two things that happens when networks get formed. Either we get together with people of very similar kind, and then we become an echo chamber where everything about us, the other person is saying yes or no. And the second thing is that there's hierarchy. So I'm part of, in my WhatsApp, many groups. So there's this unicorn founders group where they just want, so I've got an entry into it, not being a unicorn, but maybe whatever. Or there is this founders who have raised this amount of money or certain kinds. And somewhere more often than not, when you create clubs and networks, it becomes isolating, because you are making someone become a part of it, and you are letting many people not be a part of it. And the whole exercise of starting this club was coming from my own need of isolation and loneliness, that where do you belong? Where can you have a non-judgmental place where people help each other? Because today, mentorship, learning, guidance, all that is a very one-way street. Because today we as entrepreneurs are in the trenches, so we have a lot to give, and this community will only grow if we give each other, and it has to be very interactive. And one of the things I was thinking now, listening to your question, is that maybe a manifestation, and I don't know how we are going to do this, because one is on the club where you can ask questions and we can have interaction, but if it helps, then maybe we could create some kind of a WhatsApp group or something where there is a real time, if you have any question, if you have any support or anything to give feedback, then we could respond very quickly. So maybe that's something that we should consider. And if you think that it's non-intrusive and it's helpful to have a close community of entrepreneurs do that, then we should start something like that immediately. Maybe like tonight after this party. And the second thing is that it's very sad that we are having this virtual party or whatever it is. Doesn't feel like party, but whatever. In real world, I wish we could have alcohol or we could have beer. We're just showing the image of the beer, but I wish we could have nimbu pani, beer or something, and get to know each other more closely, because somewhere for all the greatness of technology and all the greatness of Zoom and whatever, I think it's so limiting to that feeling of embracing someone and getting to know and getting to have that feeling. But having said that, this is a beginning, this is a start, and I hope that we make it a very, very meaningful community for all of us. And I request all of you to please help, because as much as we will give, we have as much to give to others, right? And I count on every one of you to generously help, because I can say that the more you help, it comes back, and it comes back in plenty. And I'll just give an example to all of you to set context, and maybe both you for a very short while. When I started Your Story 13 years back, the whole intent was that let's tell stories of people whose story nobody wants to hear. These are not successful people, these are not blah blah people, but these are people who have story, who have voice, who want to tell something interesting. And I was working in media. I was working with Times of India and then CNBC, which are large media outlets, and somewhere everyone told me nobody wants to hear the story of common people. Everyone wants to hear stories of successful people. And my question was, then how come we are calling ourselves storytellers, media people, and all these cool people, we get so much of attention if we can't bring out story out of everyone, and a good story, and dig deep and find something, and that becomes a lever for people to connect with each other. And nobody believed, and it was 3 years I was gallivanting, trying to build networks, talk to people, and it's very lonely, to go and try to build network, and it is hard. Now it's maybe comparatively easier, but I used to roam around to listen to people's stories. And why I'm saying this and why I'm telling you all this, that I didn't realize in the process. Now it's 13 years. We've told 100,000 stories, reached like, I don't know, 10 million, 12 million people. But I didn't realize that the benefit, because the intent was not to maximize, but the benefit of it came with time. Maybe to many it would look like, oh, it took 10, 12, 13 years. But today one has been able to create a platform, a profitable, sustainable, growing, very well networked platform where we have access to everyone possible in the country. And that, I think, happens when you listen, when you genuinely network, and those old fashioned things where you connect with people. Then I think getting your answers, getting that connection, getting that mind space becomes extremely, extremely easy. And whatever business requirements you have gets solved. And with that, Gordian, I would also say that I love Berlin. As you are waiting to come to India, I'm waiting to go to Berlin. We have great engagement going with the German government. And I happened to meet Chancellor Merkel when she was in India before the pandemic. It's a great city, and hopefully through our networks, the club members can go to Berlin. We make some program happen, and we all go to Berlin sometime soon when the world becomes better. And now, yeah. And similarly, I would say welcome to India. All of us are here to help, and all of us as a community will help and support, because that's how we will both will have meaning to our lives, right? Like, because this pandemic has also taught us that what is life? What are we chasing? What are we chasing? And then to me, that's a very, very big question, because I'm a very big chaser. And life passed, right? And last 1 year has taught that it's just passing. And what are we anchoring on? What are we looking for? And somewhere, one thing one can't deny is that whatever it is, having meaningful relationships and having meaningful conversations, high quality conversation and meaningful relationships is a joy in itself. And I hope that's one thing that we do here as in this club. And I'm again counting on all of you that let's do it. As much as it will help you, it will help me, it will help us to have that bonding, which we need more than ever right now. So yeah, so welcome. And last, I wanted to say that, see, today YourStory has access network. I'm not saying that we will problem solve every problem that you will have or in your business, but what we can do for sure, and we will, is that tomorrow if you tell us, listen, we need to meet someone in the Ministry of Education, or we need to meet someone in the in the Tata Group, or we need to meet someone in Flipkart, or we need to meet someone, or we need an introduction over here. So that's the easiest thing that we can do. So at least that is guaranteed. And even if we don't know, like I'll give you an example. 2 days back, someone asked me that I want to connect to the India policy head of Tesla. And I didn't know that guy. His name is Mudit. I didn't even know who he is and whatever. So he said that, can you connect me to him? And he's a guy working in Tata. And he said, can you make an introduction? And it was like, okay, let me check in my network, who knows and all that. Then I said, okay, I just wrote to him because I really wanted to help that guy. So I wrote to this guy, Mudit, on LinkedIn. Hey, listen, I want to talk to you and maybe interview you. Can we have a conversation? Immediately in 2 minutes, he accepted. And then I said, listen, I want to connect you to someone. Can you give me your email ID? He said, sure. And he gave it. Sometimes it's as easy. So even if we don't have the network, we'll find it for you. Because that's how we will survive. Otherwise, all of you will feel that it's just, you're not getting value. And at the end of the day, whatever we do, we should have some value. So please freely ask if any introduction or connection is needed. And if we need any introduction or connection, we'll love to do that. And what Ayappa was saying, the point is to get experts who can have unfiltered conversation. See, when you do recorded conversation or interview, the investors or entrepreneurs or people will not talk freely, right? Because it is getting recorded, it is going to be broadcasted and published. So our intent is that whoever comes and has conversation with you on Club, we can have very unfiltered conversation. So that's our promise, that we will drive towards as much of honest conversation as possible. So those are some of the things that you would get, and that's answering Sarita's question, that how is it going to be different, right? The education content, because it's available everywhere, right? Or how is it going to be different? I think the unfiltered, honest conversations, which we can't have very openly, that we promise. That is one promise we will keep. That because that you will get here, and I think there's so much to be derived out of, because I don't think so a lot of people will go publicly to say what were the mistakes that we made, but we want to have a lot more conversation on mistakes. We want to have a lot more conversations on actual challenges when it comes to fundraising, and then what are some of the conversations that happen. So those are some of the things I think that we will be ensuring that you get to hear and participate in. Yeah, and there is no beer or anything, so let me have water. That's like such a poor man's, not even poor man's, like that's such a depression. This thing, Ayappa, you should have at least arranged for some beer for me, no, or something.
Alcohol delivery is not allowed in Bangalore yet, Shraddha, unfortunately.
Okay, it's okay, Ayappa. But this is good. Anyways, now with this, I would love if some of you could just introduce yourself and let's have the conversation.
Hi.
Hello. Yes.
Hi, my name is Vibha Chaudhary. I'm from Maika. I'm the founder of a project called Chambuddy. It's an edtech platform. I'm from Gurgaon, Delhi NCR. Happy to meet you, Shraddha.
I can't see you. Now I can see you. Yeah.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Yes.
Hi. So glad to tell you that if I've been able to reach here, it's purely because of following your videos, YourStory EdTech videos and the courses on the platform. It is a lonely journey, as you rightly mentioned, but for one single day, I did not feel my questions answered on that video. And now is the time when I'm beginning to get co-founders on board, since my POC is under construction. But trust me, not because you're a fellow Mican, but because there's so much merit in those content, I still read, write, and underline stuff when I'm watching things.
Wow, Vibha. Thank you. I wish I could virtually hug you, but I can't. Yeah, but I feel you, and then tell me what we can do, because it's a great name, Chambuddy. Would love to figure out, because we're doing education. If there's any way to partner, collaborate, let's do that.
So my question essentially would be, Chambuddy is an EdTech extended platform. If I have to summarize in one line, it is 15 minutes career and aptitude power dose across extracurricular activities and academic activities, and also it covers aptitude testing, influencer connect, and learning space, topic-based learning space. So I'm in the POC creation process, looking out for CTOs. I have a CFO candidate on board already, who's a CA, a chartered accountant. But the problem is finding a good CTO, because I have a high-level design, which I fondly internally call as Google Exhibit Stage, which has advanced product visibility in phase 3 going on. Now, I'm not able to find the right CTO which functionally matches my requirements. So that is the biggest challenge I'm facing as of now. I know it's not the best thing to ask from you, but you just said that you can help us connect through your vast network people who are also functionally correct, not just because everybody may come with the tag of a CTO, but the close match fitment requirement is the essential need. Why I'm significantly pointing out to you.
No, I get the question.
It's a high-level design that I'm working on.
No, get get what you're saying. So maybe Ayappa, what you should do, because I was today talking to my own tech and product team, and we said that maybe we should have at least the first sounding board, for people to talk to and define their tech requirements, and this team can do that, like, and understand that and do that, and then we can help you connect, right? Because just having that first level of a conversation with a good tech guy, so maybe we're just figuring out how many times we can do it in a month, but definitely once a month, get as many people to just have free conversation where you can ask all possible questions, because I have faced that myself. It took years to find tech team, and it is a very big challenge. So we will connect you. Ayappa, maybe you should connect Vibha to Ajitesh, and they can have a conversation.
Sure, Shraddha.
I'll be indebted, Shraddha. Thank you.
You don't have to be indebted to me. This is, we are all in it together. All in
Hi,
it together.
Shraddha. This is Himakant.
Hi, Shraddha.
Okay, I have
Hello,
a request.
Shraddha.
I have a
Exactly.
request. Let's
Yeah.
raise hands, and so that nobody feels that कि क्या हो गया. हमको ऐसे नहीं हाथ उठाना है,
So,
उस पे हाथ उठाना है.
So,
yeah, so
guys, this is
I
Anish.
raised the hand first.
Just a second, Senu. A small announcement to everyone, because
Sure.
we don't want anyone to overstep others introducing. What I'll do is I'll unmute each of you. I'll put a request to each of you each time your a chance comes in. So as per you get the chance, you can just accept it and then talk. Please raise your hands whenever you want to talk, and you'll get the chance. So, Senu, over to you.
Hello. Yeah, Shraddha.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. I'm able to see and talk to a person, which is it's a really a goosebumps moment for me, for two reasons. 2016, I was comfortably working in Apollo Hospital in healthcare, and at the time I was look, I'm not from IIT or IIM, so I never thought about this word startups or entrepreneurship. I was not aware about it, but somewhere I come to your site, so always the site was following me, that whenever a new article was there, so started reading it. That uncomfortableness, I have started working as an employee. I got that interest to start something, and I resigned from my comfortable job and jumped into the startup because what you have done to the great for the startup ecosystem, what you motivated me to become an entrepreneur first. Second thing is that the course which you have created right now, how it is impacted. When I jumped into 2018, I was not much aware of it or not able to go to the right people. So I went to a very good senior leaders in the healthcare industry, and I pitched my idea. So suddenly they told me that they also want to be on board with me, and they also want to be a shareholder in my company. And over a time, I seen that they want to be a major stakeholder in the company, and it goes on in a way that after 1 year, I want to close that company, even though it was profitable. So this course definitely these type of courses will definitely give the new entrepreneurs a right direction rather than jumping into it, get everything set. This was not there in that time when 2018 or 17, when I started reading your article and jumping into the thing. So today, after this is my second innings as a founder, but I want to tell you one thing, is that really a great thing in my life that I'm able to see you and talk, because every day from 2018 to till now, morning and evening in the car, I will be playing your lectures or I'll be reading your thing. Even today morning, even yesterday, I was reading something. So a person who was, I'm like a Hegelian story. I was standing outside and watching and learning everything and not able to come to the forward thing. Just to conclude it, because of this entrepreneurial drive, even though I failed in my first startup, even my wife was gone to UK for getting a job, I stayed back in India just for that seed which you have put in my heart, which is helping now. Today we learned from all the mistakes. We have CTOs and the team is always a 16, a health tech company. We are simplifying the healthcare journey for the patients, and we are a revenue stage right now. So I just want to thank you in this moment that I'm able to see you. And one more thing, sorry.
You are giving me goosebumps.
I'm just telling you one more thing, just give you one more goosebumps. Because of the what to say, that love and affection for you, I started a story for doctors in a YouTube channel called Doctor Story. So it is 2018 I started. Still I'm running it. I'm talking to doctors and covering their stories. That is not my business model, but just to tell that if you go to YouTube and your story, your doctor story, you can see same color and everything. But just to what to say, this gives me that drive. One person who has not missed any of your interviews. Even yesterday, also up to 3 o'clock, I was listening one of your interview. Thank you once again to meet you.
Thank you. My God. First of all, I don't know. First of all, I have to say thank you. And I'll tell you why it is very important. What you said means a lot to me. Please understand that I've also done this for 13 years. I have lost a lot in life, right? And everyone thinks that you have all the answers. I don't. The last 1 year, I have also suffered a lot from anxiety, depression. And personally, my life has been a very tough life. Right? And when I hear this, honestly, it feels like blessing. क्योंकि लगता है किए जा रहे हैं, मरे जा रहे हैं, मरवाए जा रहे हैं. So, मतलब why? Like for what? And that, when you say this, it makes me feel that I can run for. I'm genuinely telling you, it makes me feel that I can run for 13 years more. So thank you, thanks a lot. And for your doctor story, if there is any way you want to grow that, because we did a lot of doctor stories for the pandemic only very tactically. But if you want to grow that, we could look at some part of, looking at monetizing that and looking at some way we can help it make it self-sustainable, because that's great content. So let's have a conversation. And also in your startup, if there's any help that you need without anything, and from your journey, I'm saying किसी को equity मत दो ऐसे ही. मतलब, one of the biggest challenge we as entrepreneurs we don't acknowledge it. We have self-esteem issue. And everyone makes use of it. We come across as very confident, but everyone comes with an agenda to ask. So don't, please, in your second startup, don't give equity. If there's any way we can have conversations, when you should do, how you should do, let's have a conversation on that. But God bless you, all the very best, and thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We have next.
Hello, Shraddha.
School. Please.
Hello, Shraddha. This is Himakan. I'm a chartered accountant. First of all, I would like to begin by thanking you for saving 2 years of my life. Because when I was figuring out how do I understand entrepreneurship, I'm a chartered accountant, and then moving from there to here, it was all very complex and difficult. And then your YourStory course came, startup course, the first version of it. When I bought it, that was the very first time which I could understand that there is structure to startup, because a lot of entrepreneurs celebrate that this is a hustle, grind, all of that. But what you have done is, it need not be that random. You have reduced the randomness out of a completely random equation. So what I did is, I noted down each and everything. Matlab, this is the book which has, I think I have written more notes than you, each and every line. And when I read it twice and thrice, I suddenly saw that I got the picture perfect clarity of structure. Now I'm not a tech guy. The reason why I'm telling you is, that's when I thought of understanding, can we not do things faster? Because if you look at all the startups, if you talk about Swiggy, if you talk about Uber, they are just skipping the unnecessary activity and direct connect, the last mile connectivity. But what what is bothering me since a very long time, probably more than a decade, is as humans we are not progressed much. Like when 1+1 came, the first version. Now when we go to the 1+9, it grew 10x in terms of capacity. But as humans, we did not do anything. So what I started doing is, I started researching on human intelligence and artificial intelligence parallelly. So I understood how an artificial intelligence algorithm works. Let's say we are teaching a computer how to think like a human. So when we could teach a computer a machine learning, how should it work like human? Why are we not able to teach humans to function like humans? The reason why I'm saying this is, in CA, still the number of students who are, I cleared everything in the first attempt at the age of 21. That's a good achievement. But I see that 90% of students are not clearing, and I'm a mentor for civil service aspirants. I see that 10 lakh people are writing, not even 15,000, 20,000 are clearing. It's not because of the exam difficulty. They're not doing enough. So based on this context, what I'm working upon right now is, how do we use human intelligence? So how do you use human, just like Windows for laptop? So what Windows did for typewriter is, you add Windows to typewriter, it has become a laptop. The functionality changes. Similarly, if you have this intelligence in humans, and if you kind of structure it properly, it has multiple applications in terms of health, in terms of entrepreneurship and everything. And this is already a tried and tested model. I have onboarded more than 2,000 students for CA mentorship, where we are downsizing and compressing the learning journey, the learning cycle. We are downsizing it, so it's working fascinatingly well. We are almost able to reduce the time to 40% of what it would take otherwise. So now I want to bring this application. My wife is a doctor, by the way. My wife is a doctor, and I just have like 1-year-old daughter, and I have taken the biggest risk right now because I'm doubly sure. I'm doubly sure about this concept being working. And when I checked with what Neuralink is doing, Elon Musk Neuralink is doing, it's strikingly similar. And I have
in fact, I have to tell you this right now, that yesterday I was talking to this person, Mr. TK Kurian. He's the head of India head for Premji Invest. And I didn't know this. Now that you're saying, you should know, it is a validation of what you're saying, is that 10 years back, US Defense actually started working on neural pathways, because they said that the soldiers, when they go for war, what has happened earlier, you had certain way of using machines or, in a warfare. But today the warfare has got so advanced, and the people who join army are not one of the most advanced intellectually people, but the weapons that they have to use has become extremely advanced. So they had started studying on neural pathways of human brain, where you can shorten the learning curve, right? And very fast. So I think what you're saying makes sense, and people in US Defense are doing. So I would love to know how you're doing and what we can do to support it and help. Because, honestly, I also want to call out that we are doing a little bit of angel investments also and all that stuff. So if there's any way we can help in what you're doing, then would be very, very happy to have a conversation.
So that's simple. All I would ask from you is time, because you brought me from 0 to 1 at a really fast pace, because I would credit 100% to you under your course, basically. Now I did the rest of it. I already invested $1 lakh. A prominent member of parliament is supporting it, and it's very serious. It's not at the ideational stage. It's working out, and the proof of concept is done. We have made around 40 lakhs in revenue already. It's all working out, but it's no longer sustainable without someone's support like you. So I want you to.
So let's have a conversation tomorrow. Maybe Anish, if you can just connect with Anish, and let's have a conversation tomorrow or Sunday, whatever works. Let's do that.
That would be fantastic, Shraddha, because I've been trying to reach out to you since the last couple of years, and I bought this only with this anticipation. And Shraddha, one more thing, it is working for depression also. In this pandemic, my whole family got affected. I was almost depressed. But I try to understand, why do we feel depressed and how do we, work backwards. And I was able to come out of it by spending 10-12 hours. So the applications is there in almost everything. In fact, it worked for marriage also. I was able to convince my parents and their parents. It's working in almost everything with this fundamental human algorithm. So I would be really interested. So most likely we are doing it, right? We are meeting once again.
No. Anish will arrange it. Anish, you are there, right? Tomorrow or Sunday, just fix up.
Drop your text. Please reply.
45 minutes. He's just messaged you. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Jyoti, you would like to go next?
I have a request, because there'll be so many people. If we can keep the questions short, because our guest will also join at 6, and maybe he'll leave by 6:15, 6:20. So just if whatever questions you have needs to be addressed, keep it short. Yeah.
Jyoti, you're on mute. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hi Shraddha. एक तो आपका जो प्लेटफॉर्म है बहुत अच्छा है, और मैं हिंदी में ही बोलना चाहूंगी. सबसे ज्यादा ये बहुत अच्छा है, और ये स्टार्टअप, एंटरप्रेन्योर, बिजनेस ओनर को बहुत हेल्पफुल हो रहा है. इन्वेस्टर की जो आपकी सेशंस है, स्टार्टअप सेशन है, उससे काफी सारे पॉइंट्स लेके हम लोग कर सकते हैं. बट क्या वो लोनली जर्नी है? मेरा एक सजेशन है, मैं इसको यहीं पे खत्म करती हूँ, बिकॉज आपकी तारीफ करना बहुत. मैं एक सजेशन है जो अभी आप कर रहे हो कि 1-to-1 मेंटरिंग से क्या होगा, आगे जाके वो फंडिंग में जाएगा. और काफी सारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को, जैसे काफी सारों ने बोला मुझे ये प्रॉब्लम और ये प्रॉब्लम, अगर हम 1-to-1 में करते हैं तो इट विल हेल्प देम. और आगे जाके वैसे भी हम लोग एम्प्लॉयमेंट ही जनरेट कर रहे हैं, देश के लिए कुछ काम ही कर रहे हैं, और उससे बाद में जाके उनको इन्वेस्टमेंट मिलेगा, और इन्वेस्टर के लिए भी ये बेनिफिट होगा और हमारे लिए भी बेनिफिट होगा, दोनों को. बिकॉज विद इन 1 day नोबडी गेट फंडिंग, नोबडी गेट मेंटरिंग. तो वो अगर रिलेशन बनता है तभी जाके वो मेंटरिंग होगी, उसके बाद वो फंडिंग होगी. इतना ही मेरा आपको कहना. और ये आपका प्लेटफॉर्म ही ऐसा है जो ये सब कर सकता है. एंड कोई भी स्टार्टअप के लिए अचीवमेंट है, योर स्टोरी पे मेरा नाम है, योर स्टोरी पे मेरा नाम है.
No. But Jyoti understood, got it. Somewhere trying to crack that one-on-one mentoring. क्योंकि देखो इतने सारे millions of लोग हैं. So club में हम लोग शुरू कर दें and then based on the requirements one-on-one करेंगे. क्योंकि scale पे how do you do mentoring is still something we have not been able to crack. But got your feedback. We'll have to figure out how do we do it. Right? क्योंकि
I'm not from within. नहीं, विद इन वन डे वन मेंटरिंग पॉसिबल नहीं है श्रद्धा, बट उसमें से आपको ये पता हो सकता है कि ये स्केल कर रहे हैं, अभी इनको हम लोग थोड़ा गाइड करें तो वो ज्यादा ऊपर जा सकते हैं, उनका वो आप उनके पूरा पोर्टफोलियो मतलब प्रोफाइल देख समझ सकते हो कि अभी इनको जरूरत है, वी कैन कनेक्ट देम विद समबडी. विद इन वन डे तो नहीं होगा बिकॉज आइडिया के साथ तो ये नहीं होगा.
No, done. We'll do it. It is done in an ad hoc manner, but we'll have to do structure. Yeah, thank you, Jyoti. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Ashish, you'd like to go next?
Yeah. Thank you for giving opportunity. Shraddha, if you recollect, we met in Bangalore during TechSpark. Anag had introduced me. And
yes. Aurangabad.
Yeah, so your promise is still pending, and I just wanted to remind you of that. And one more suggestion which I would like to give is try something for incubators also. These days, number of incubators in India is increasing phenomenally. So if your story can create some special vertical for communicating and creating content related to incubators, it will help both for the startups also as well as for the incubators also.
Okay. No, but maybe we should have a conversation more on what exactly would you. So maybe off Monday we can have a conversation on that. Ki kya requirement hoga?
Yeah, give me time and we will connect.
Yeah, and Anish just set up on Monday.
Sure. I'll do that.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Sunil Kumar, you'd like to go next?
Yes.
Please.
Hello, Shraddha. I'm Sunil Kumar from Jukebox. We are a music company, and we are in the growth stage. We have successfully validated the product by onboarding global brands like Amazon to Ritz-Carlton, Taj, Leela, and the list goes on. I would like to congratulate you here for starting, taking the initiative in starting a club like this. It's very important for us to have a club like this, which is run by an entrepreneur who understands the pain entrepreneurs go through, compared to many of the clubs I've been a part of, where it's all run by corporate people, right? They might try their best to understand what exactly entrepreneurs go through, but by the end, it's all going to be theory, right? They will never get to understand the pain, what entrepreneurs actually go through. For that reason, I'm really happy that you have taken the initiative to start this. And having said that, I also would like to add a point here. It is new, and you already see so many people excited for the fact that you have already started this. But having said that, you also would require entrepreneurs who have been, hustling at least for 5 years plus, who understand the real struggle to be a part of it and contribute, other than only taking from you, right? End of the day, you're trying to do whatever best that you can. And as you rightly mentioned earlier, you need people to come together, help the community, than everybody's sitting and expecting this club to only keep giving, right? It has to be an interactive platform. Yeah. And I strongly feel that as one of the members mentioned earlier, it is important for you to somehow find ways to spend time with people one-on-one, right? So even it could start with something as small as 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So then being an entrepreneur, it will, you being an entrepreneur, it will be easier for you to pick up where exactly the startup is, right? And whether it's worth for you to add more time of yours to contribute to the startup. See, every startup matters, right?
Yeah.
Right now, what we need to focus on is people who have the ability, right? Who need the real push, right? Who have the potential to grow 100-folds.
Yeah.
Right. So we need to find a way to simplify this process so that the ones who need the immediate attention will get the attention what they deserve. Right. In the process, the community will evolve. So as we grow, we will have more people giving back to the society. Right. And I mean, I would like to end my talk here. So whenever I get to talk to you one-on-one going forward, I would like to talk in detail about what exactly my background is, what achievement we have had so far, and what is the vision that we have, which is to be a stable, interactive music platform ever built.
Yeah,
right?
no, I would love
So,
to have a conversation. Yeah. Anish, maybe what
Yes.
you should do is that anyone, I think this suggestion, if anyone wants to have a conversation with me, maybe we can't do a very long conversation with everyone, but at least very structured 10, a maximum 15 minutes. Let's block 15 minutes, and Saturday, Sunday, we can fill it with 15 minutes of conversation. Yeah, very good point.
Sure.
Yeah.
See, as I mentioned, you know, I will be able to add value to here, right, to the club, and I'm more than happy to contribute in any way I can, right? So time is something I can make to give back to the community, right? Once we start growing together, I'm sure we will be able to help more people with the inclusive practice. And yeah, that's all. I think you have done an amazing job, right? I was really excited to even see this email which hit my inbox.
You know,
In fact,
but
I pestered.
you know what you're saying is so true, and this is for all of us. Somewhere we all have something to give. And then the other thing is that, you know, when I had started, I wanted to meet all these big entrepreneurs and get meeting and just get encouragement. If nothing else, then just get encouragement and conviction that my idea is good and all that. That in itself was so hard. Right?
Yes.
That in itself
Yes.
is, and there's so much of an attitudinal hierarchy also. That isse milenge, isse nahi milenge, isse milenge. And I think that what you're saying is that we have to break that. And we only can break that. Let's do it. Yeah.
What I want to also tell you is what entrepreneur really needs is, a couple of words which gives them the power and energy what they need, pat on the shoulder, right? And tell them that they're doing all right. It's not always about funding. It is not always. It is not always about funding. It is not always about having the world's best employee that you can have, right? Being an entrepreneur, what really matters is knowing that there's somebody that you can actually even go and talk to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? If we can establish this, I think we are going to go a long way. And as I mentioned, I'm really excited for this. And count me in, and I'm more than happy to contribute in any way. And I will still pay you, don't worry.
No. You know, ideally, मैं कहूँगी ना मैं payment नहीं भी लेती. I don't know how much we are charging for this, but the thing is, somewhere it's also very important. I realized as a model that today if we invest lot of time and help, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं बहुत charity type का होता है ना, and especially as a woman running, I'm telling you, everyone thinks it's an NGO. नहीं तो दूसरा कहते हैं अच्छा सारे story का पैसा लिखने का पैसा लेते हैं. दोनों चीज नहीं करते हैं, right? So somewhere for your story to survive and be able to help, I think it's also very important that there should be a nominal fees. You know, that's how we value also.
I am with you on that. I am not even questioning you charging people who are here, and people who want to gain something. The least they can do is like contribute so much, right? And it also shows the seriousness. Otherwise, everybody wants, want to be entrepreneurs will come create more chaos, right? We're here to find solution, not to add on more burden.
Yeah. No, but I look forward to having
all the best.
Conversation. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
all
you.
the best.
Thanks.
Do let me know. I would look forward to have one-on-one conversation with you. So let me make time for other people who I'm sure are waiting to talk to you as well. Yeah.
Thank you. Anish will get in touch. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Deepak R. Gupta, you would like to go next?
Hi, Shraddha.
Hi.
Hello. So,
my God,
okay.
You're sitting behind San Francisco Bridge.
See, that's the quick background I could find in Jiffy. So, abhi aap log itna baat kar rahe the. See, I was really tired of my sales calls today. I thought Friday will be a little relaxed, but abhi meri battery na thodi bharti ja rahi hai, because you guys are all charged up and the energy is really infectious. So, thank you so much.
Without the beer.
Yeah, without the beard, that's a really important point. Yeah. So okay, let me introduce you. I am a sales guy, and I've been selling technology across businesses, across various industries for past 15 years. Now, like most of people said, though I start my morning every morning, I look up my email. The moment I open my eyes, my hands are on to find your story email. Yeah, and this has been happening very recently for like a month or so, and I really start my day with it, and I really charged up. Having spent a little more than a decade into understanding various businesses and how I scale it, I'm thinking on the lines what you all guys are talking about, starting my own. I'm from a business background from Punjab, so those roots are there, but somewhere something is like, holding back. तो अभी मुझे पता नहीं है कि वो भी कैसे चालू करना, but I'm learning on the face, and I look forward to connect to most of you. And though it's very first time, अभी मेरे को ऐसा हो रहा है कि काश हम सब face to face मिल पाते.
Yeah.
So वो आ रहा है, it's quite infectious, and I'm loving it. And it's a very good decision I took कि मुझे.
I have to tell you one thing which I very quickly I'll tell you guys very to your thing story. When I was in CNBC, there were 4 of us. I didn't know what is startup, what is starting up, digital and all that internet. I was in the TV world before that, print. I had no clue. They said, "Oh, we're going to be entrepreneurs. We are going to start up and all that." And I was like, "Wow, this is amazing." And then I said, "I'll also do that." And we all decided a date that we'll all put in our papers and start up. That day, I only put in the paper and nobody else put in. They're still working in that company. So answer your question. Mark lo jump. मतलब क्या
बस
होगा?
वही courage इकट्ठा कर रहा हूँ. It might happen anytime. So let's see when it happens. देखते हैं.
Yeah.
So I have 2-3 ideas in mind, but most of the people touch, and there was, I think, Vidya. So I'm to understand if there is a technical mind along who can think on the technical side of the business. Though I have these 2 or 3 ideas on the education startup side, education technology, edtech. So because I've been working very closely on this front for several years now, and what they need and where they're heading to, given the opportunity of $10 billion in the next 5 years. Okay. So yeah, I might need most of you guys' help. Shut up, for sure, yours, and steer me the right way. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and we look forward to you steering us in the great way. Yeah, look forward. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thanks, people.
Mr. Nishit, you would like to go next?
Yeah. Hi, Shraddha. My name is Nishit Saveri, and I'm a co-founder at Monethics. So Monethics is a fintech lending startup, which is created based on the core value, having that we want to have a real transparency when it comes to lending business. What is going to be charged and how, without any hidden charges. So this industry, especially in fintech lending, people are getting money at such a rate or such a price, which they later on they realize what they have ended up. So which the Monethics word is being is a combination of 2 words, money and ethics. And of course, everyone has ethics in their business, but what we thought is that what is that thing which constantly remind us to work with with your core value, and we came up with this word Monethics. Our product is on, we have tested it, the business model is now settled. One thing which comes to my mind and bothers us sometimes is that, am I really going on the right path? But is it really working properly? Because everything takes its own sweet time. You need to keep patience. But what is that one thing I want to ask you? That you realize it. So I do a lot of reading. I am a big time reader. I have read several books. I have taken a lot of startup courses and education. And let me tell you, on 4th September 2019, if I'm not wrong, I got a call from you. I was the first subscriber of.
Yes.
I got a call from you saying thank you. You are the first. I felt. Yeah, so that's my question.
So I always have one answer. इसके लिए, क्योंकि मुझे भी existential challenge अभी भी होता है, वो that is normal. First of all, you will keep on having and there will be so many questions, then the answers. But the thing for me where I judge ना कि अगर कोई user, अगर तुम monoethics, how you pronounce monoethics, yeah, is that user सबसे बड़ा भगवान है. That's the only truth. अगर
I'm
तुम्हारा
sorry to Bhajan here, but the special guest we have been waiting for is here. So I'll let him in and spotlight him for everyone to talk and hear from him.
So we'll come back to this.
In the meantime, I'd request everyone to keep yourself on mute and we'll hear the special guest as he comes.
We can also talk to him, but yes. Okay. Oh, I think this is like some film star.
He's here, Shraddha.
I'm excited. I can't look at our special guest for today's evening. Where is he?
Hi, Naveen. Hope you can hear us.
Hello. Thank you so much, Naveen, for joining. Today we have all our club members, entrepreneurs doing very, very interesting things, and you are the star for tonight. We said that we have a special attraction, so thank you for joining. I would request you to, everyone knows, so I'm not introducing. I hope all of you are big startup entrepreneurs. You know him. He is someone that we all in the Indian startup ecosystem look up to, and if there's someone who shows resilience, who built the first unicorn and again built another unicorn, and who's continuously raised the bar for our country, it's Naveen Tiwari, and we're very honored to have you. Thank you for graciously agreeing to come here. And now I know you have very, very short time, so please, Naveen, if you could, there are entrepreneurs building interesting things. I would love for you if you had to say from your, अगर जिंदगी का जो इतना सारा जर्नी है entrepreneurship में, उसको सारांश में करना हो, and you have to give one advice, और कहना हो एक advice देता हूँ इस पार्टी में जहाँ पे beer नहीं है, because it's a beer party club event, so please share it with us.
So I think there are two issues with this party, by the way. Firstly, you said, hey, you should just come and show up, and then you asked me to do a saransh of the story, And then second, I did read that it's beer party. So I said, maybe you'll dunzo some beer over or something like that. Neither of those two things are happening. And now you want me to do the
make it up.
Without, and by the way, can you imagine the saransh without the beer in? That is
we'll send the beer to you.
Then it's fine. Then it's fine. Hey, first of all, thank you for inviting. I don't know what I barged into, but I was just excited about coming over and coming off a beer, even though it was virtual. I don't know if I have things to say in Saransh, because 10-12 years of journey is not Saransh, but we are particularly proud of few things that we have done, and I'll share some of those bits with you. I think one is, we truly believe that we've been a true believer in Indian technology, by the way. And what I mean by that is whether to build enterprise product companies or a consumer product, both of which we have actually tried to do from India. So believers in technology has been a deep part of our DNA, and what we are hoping for, by the way, at all points of time is trying to make sure that we are at the cutting edge of it. So, for example, if you were to ask me what's my biggest, what keeps me up at night, is the fact that gone are the days and the eras of engineers and product managers. Like, if you are a product manager, if you are an engineer only, and you don't understand AI, then you should as well resign or kind of find a new job somewhere, like serving pizza or something like that. It's at that level. So I am trying to figure out how to bring about that change in the organization, where everyone needs to think AI first. It's not easy to do, because all of us grew up in 2010 to 2020, where AI wasn't part of our lives, but suddenly it is. And so the new age companies that will come in, which is like yourself, will absolutely beat the shit out of us if we don't change ourselves. So I think changing ourselves continuously has been a big part of what we have tried to do, whether it was enterprise or consumer. So I think that would be one part that I would put out there to say, changing very drastically, whether it was for the good or for the bad. We have done that multiple times throughout our history. So that's been one thing. Second is we've been a big we have massively focused on on our culture. And I know that's that's not the most talked about topic in general out there in the world, because it's not. But I think a big part of what we have been able to do has been because most of our people actually have stayed with us for a very, very long period of time. So we are a 12-year-old company, maybe 13. But I would say about 500 people in the company have spent more than 5-7 years with us. So that basically means, and of my leadership team, 80% have spent more than 8 years with us. So that basically means that I know them, they know me, we know each other, we know what we are trying to do, and therefore we are able to move things around rather quickly without actually having to do too much. So if you're a young entrepreneur and if you're trying to build a company, then focus on your culture a lot more than anything else, because that's what's going to make you build something, especially when the times are tough. We went through our tough times, and it's not a hidden fact. And we not just survived, but I think we thrived in that period. Part of the reason to thrive in that period was the fact that everybody who was with us, actually nobody quit on us, because internally they knew that we were trying to do something big, and you can make mistakes while doing so. So we felt quite happy about that. So that's the second big point I would make. The third one is I have my own point of views on capital raise, which seems to be the big theme for India in general, is raising a lot of capital. While capital raise is a decent thing, I think one should raise as little as possible, and one should raise just enough to be able to build their business, not to essentially be in the headlines of whether it's your story or something else. That's not the reason why you build. And I see the advantage of it much later in life. When today we plan to go IPO, hopefully later in the year or stuff, the advantage is to the employees and to ourselves also, because the investors get only a very little portion of the company. A large portion of the company does go to the employees, and therefore, if you can fight the hard battle earlier, what you would see is that the people who supported you really gain from it. So I would be very careful in the amount of money company raises, especially if you're a true technology company. You should not be raising too much capital. Hopefully, not too much capital. So that's the third thing I would put in. I would also say that times are changing. I used to have a very different perspective, if you ask me about a year ago, about life versus what I have today. And the reason why that's changed is because of COVID. And I think leadership in general is going to go through a change in these next few years. I don't think any one of us or any one of the people that we have dealt with ever saw wars. And so nobody taught us about wars. And but we are seeing it. We're actually fighting the war, and as leaders in the organizations or in general, you have an opportunity. Well, not an opportunity. You have an obligation to figure out how to fight a war, and there is no framework for war, unfortunately, right? And so this war that you're fighting is a war on humanity, frankly, and it's not ending like at the end of 3 months or anything like that. It's going to be there for a long period of time. And that's changing the perspective of how people in general view life. And so if you were to ask me, I've gone through my own journey of of trying to figure out what's important. There was a period of time a couple of months ago where I thought that socialism was probably the right thing to do, because what am I trying to do? This earning so much money, and I'm only seeing people die just like a drop every day, and I can't do anything with it. So what's the point of having all of these resources and whatnot? To come back to realization that I am capitalistic at heart, and probably and I probably need to do a lot more than what I did in the last 10 years if the world economy has to come back, and people in general come back to to prosperity. Now those are changes that's just one change, by the way. The second change that I actually went through was a bigger one, where I realized that I said all the right things when it came to saying the right things. For example, I said, I spent time with family, but I actually didn't. 99% of my time was just in trying to build this company. I didn't spend time with the family. So on one hand, while I said that, look, I think I should do 2x more on work, I also said that I should spend time with family. And I said I should also spend time with the extended family. Because if you go back 100, 200 years ago, the reality of humanity was that the people around you and surrounding you were the ones that took you out of misery. And today, unfortunately, we live a very lonely life. And I know the topic starts to get into very varied areas, but those are the questions that are being asked right now. And fourthly, you look at you suddenly realize that your family is not just you, but the 2,500 people that work for you and the 10 people associated with them. So you are actually dealing with 25,000 people and their lives. And of course we try to do our things for them and whatnot, but it's not systematic. It's reactionary. So what can we do which is more systematic for the 25,000 people that are associated with us? And we worry about them at the more core level than just the superficial, let me do something so that I get a great PR out of it. And lastly, but not the least, I would say, I think we all started to realize that we owe something back to society, and not just words, but truly owe something back to society. So suddenly the framework of life actually had, 4 or 5 new things to it, but the time is still 24 hours. So how do you do this is the big question that I personally am dealing with right now. I don't have great answers. I'm looking for one. I seek, guidance from people to essentially figure out how everybody else is looking for it. But I think what's going to happen is the new genre of entrepreneurs who are going to come out, and people who you're going to hire will have a changed perspective. Nobody is going to come in and say, the only objective of my life is just to work. And it should not be. It's better it's not like that, because that's not how life is supposed to be. And I think those are changes that we are going through right now. Otherwise, I think I would say the business is doing very well. We have no complaints. Both our consumer and enterprise businesses are thriving like crazy, and we are okay on that front. So I know it's a long-winded answer to the question that Shraddha you asked, but I thought I'll share my views, just given there was no beer.
No, but the comment I'm hearing is enthralled to hear Naveen Tiwari, and stellar comments by you. So, Naveen, I have one question very quickly, if you could help answer. See, all entrepreneurs and human beings, but entrepreneurs particularly, because they're entrepreneurs here, go through a lot of loneliness and internal struggle, where sometimes the closest people to you, or even your teammates, you've said that there are people who've stayed with you for 8 years and 5 years, but even sometimes the closest people to you don't understand. And you have to struggle a lot to be understood. And there is that acute sense of loneliness, which is a companion. How do you, and uncertainty, and sometimes you doubt your own selves, which you don't show to the world. Let's say moments, did you experience those moments? And when you did, what were some of the things you did to actually come out of those?
No, you're right, by the way. Look, let's be clear. All of the people who are sitting on this call today have very high egos. And that's why you are where you are, because you are able to essentially stand there and fight the world and say, I am a strong person. Frankly, you are equally weak as the other person out there. but because you hide it, you can actually get through a lot of things in life. Same is true with me. There's no difference. I think there comes a point in life when events happen that tell you how fragile you are. And I think when you understand your own fragility, your own vulnerability, and the fact that you mean nothing in this large scheme of things is when you start to go, what I say, you start to go a little inward. And I think the only place you can find solace is inwards. You're not going to find solace outside. You're not going to find solace, in by talking to many other people. You know, the strength that you're referring to, Shraddha, is the strength that comes from within. And therefore, I think, I would argue that whatever it takes for you to essentially go inwards, is what gives you the strength to actually fight a battle. So there was a time when I would basically look at everybody else's valuation and be very, jealous about it, to say, oh, somebody else has a higher valuation than me. And that got over many years ago, because I realized that it doesn't matter. I just need to essentially focus on what I should do to essentially bring out something positive to the world. Competition is used to be a driver for me at some point of time in life. So it's not a driver for me anymore in life. And so on and so forth. You could kind of go on and on and on, and you can talk about a lot of those things, which are fundamentally driven off fear. So the point I was trying to make is, either you can drive your life from fear of failure, fear of not succeeding, fear of not being the best, fear of appearing on YourStory as someone who was not succeeded, or you can build your life from a place of strength. But that place of strength is going to come from inside you and not from outside of you. So you have to start to go in, and meditation probably and things of that nature are ways of doing it. So if you are an entrepreneur, and if you wanted one advice on a tool that you should have to yourself to try and do something, I would say it's meditation and not anything else. Everything else you might probably have in your arsenal already.
Wow, Naveen, thank you. You actually, as a special guest, you made it very special. And I'm echoing because I get to speak. Everyone I can see smiling and feeling very good. So thank you. We can go on, but I don't want to impose because we took 15 and I see it's 17. Thank you. It's very, very powerful. Rooting for what you built in Mobi, and we're looking forward to the IPO. Very, very proud. As entrepreneurs, we feel very proud of you. Thank you so much. Very powerful advices. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
We can continue with the questions. Mr. Arvind, would you like to go next?
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please continue.
Yeah. Hi, Shraddha. Firstly, congratulations for building such a wonderful networking platform. I have just joined yesterday evening, and this is the first time I'm meeting you and the rest of the panel. I am Arvind Pandey. I run a networking platform by the name called Connect and Go. It's a startup started during the pandemic, and we have now presence in many cities in India. What I would like to say here is not about asking for any funding or any such help, but I would say we have got a platform, this networking platform, YourStory. Why not use it in such a manner that we help connect each other better? At my platform, I have a theory, I have a culture that we have built it of being Sarthi, what Lord Krishna was to Arjun, being Sarthi. And we try and help at the battle. Krishna was really not fighting literally for Arjun. He was only guiding. And here at platform, in YourStory also, I believe that we all should be guiding each other, connect with more people. That's the one area. And second, I would say, being a networker myself for many years, I would say that generally people come to a platform, but they tumble very soon. They do not know how to get benefited out of networking platform. And it happens because people come with a perceived mindset, what I'm going to get here. Instead, as you said, Shraddha, very rightly, if you come with the intention, what I'm going to give here, you are going to get 10 times more.
I believe in karma, and so and so
Yeah,
forth.
me too. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm going to contribute to the platform will give you immensely. We have so many people here. Why not, connect with each other? And lastly, I would say people do mistake in networking platform is of boosting about themselves, saying, I know so many of them now. But instead, they never introspect and see how many of them know you properly. You boost, you know so many, but do they know you? Do they trust you? Are you in their mind 24/7? Can they recommend you, refer you to more people? So this is where we lack. I would say instead of struggling here and there, pick up one person, do 101 with that person, and try to build that trust, the relationship. Business will fall through. Business is the outcome of relationship that you have built. Instead of chasing business, chase relationship. Thank you, Shraddha.
Thank you so much. We all resonate. I think we are all here because we resonate. Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true.
Mr.
I have
Abhinandan,
to.
yeah,
I want to tell you in between to all of you, so I don't do angel investments and all that, but there's so many entrepreneurs who've come in the last 2 years, and you sometimes can't say no when you see the struggle and sometimes relate to what they're trying to do. And so people ask me, what's your strategy when you look at investing in the companies? And I can very honestly, I'm going on record to say this, there's no strategy. The only strategy one follows is even if it's 2 lakhs, 5 lakhs, whatever amount of money it is, give and forget. Because I don't think so you can be a great investor if you start counting money. आज तक कोई भी बड़ा investor नहीं बना है who counts money. The day you stop counting money, and to my surprise, one of the companies we gave money is soon becoming a unicorn or sunicorn. I don't know what, but the point is, and one never thought, right? And that's why it's sometimes very important to just do the act and yeah, and I hope we get more in. But mine is very less money. I hope we get some rich investors to start thinking like that so that we all get some money. But yeah, just resonating what he said.
Very good. Fantastic.
The next person can be Mr. Abhinandan Ved. Please go ahead.
Hi, Shraddha. Very good evening. It's such a thrill and happy moment for me to see you face to face. So I'm a chartered accountant by profession. I'm building a fintech product with me and some engineers. And we are facing problem in our fintech product. We are building a proof of concept. And for that, we need to onboard bank and financial institutions. But I'm not an expert networker as you are. So we need help in that we need a mentorship and help how to onboard bank and financial institutions on our platform. We need for bank APIs and for some other reasons also. So how YourStory and your guidance can help us.
So first of all, thank you for calling me expert networker. I'm not. I'm also learning. The thing is, what you're saying was me wrong. If banks, get one bank. Let's find one bank for you. And HDFC has this scale up. All of them have startup engagement platforms. So Anish, we'll connect you to one bank. Do a prototype with them. Show a success story with them. Make it useful and let them tell that this was useful. And once that is useful, let them only recommend you. Ek ko win karo, ek bank, and we'll connect to one bank.
So I have already built a prototype and given at all India level presentation also. And now we are building a proof of concept like for you can see the phase 1. And some banks, we are already in discussion with some banks, but still we are facing hurdle because of the COVID and very conservativeness with the bank to expose the API to startup like us. So we are facing difficulty. We are building.
Okay, tell me something. What you are building. Will the exposure of Visa API help you?
Sorry, which
Visa, VISA Visa ka API.
No, Visa ka API. Financial institutions or banks.
Financial institutions would be what?
Like say NBFCs, Bajaj Capital, Muthoot Finance.
Okay, Anish, just send us 2-3 lines, few lines on what you're doing. No, send a mail, we'll connect.
Okay, and Shraddha, also one thing, you can have also a course like how to be an expert network person, network very expert from your side? Like your
No,
viewpoint.
I don't think so. You know, there's no, I will do a course, but I'll tell you my networking so that all of you understand. You know, when you come from very hard background, na, and when nobody is giving you a seat on the table, खड़े रहते हो ना दरवाजे पे और कोई बुलाता नहीं है अंदर ना, तो अपने आप नेटवर्किंग आ जाती है बाहर खड़े रहने पे. Nobody gives you access, nobody gives you meeting, तो अपने आप hustle और networking आती है. And the only thing I would say that my networking got work, I knew nobody is going to give me anything. So the more I gave, people started giving back. So today, like you are asking for something, I would request that tomorrow when you, what is it that you can give me, right? I'm not saying that you have to give me, but I'm just saying that mindset, कि क्या मैं इसको दे सकता हूँ? Can I read 1 or 2 stories on your story and give her a feedback? Give your story a feedback that can you do this better? Can you put this better? Or do you think this is better? Or this is not working? Because we all have something to give. And the more you give, the more entrenchment and relationship. That's to me basic. आज से शुरू कर दो magic होने लगेगा. Like I'm telling you, all these guys today, I know unicorns, dudicorns, blah, blah cons, is because you just knew them very early on. And right. And that is something. And then I would say that the second thing is that all of us are not networkers. If you put me to a party, in a social party, you'll see I'm standing. I can't talk. I can't have normal conversation. If you give me business conversation, I'll be like killing it. Like I'll be talking. If you tell me your startup idea, मगर मुझे किसी शादी के function में बुला दो या किसी pub में ले जाओ जहाँ पे लोग dress के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं या कुछ कर रहे हैं, I can't. और Netflix के बारे में, because I don't even see shows on Netflix, right? So we all have our strength. We have to work on our strength. What Naveen also said, what is your strength? Today you know fintech, you understand APIs, you understand this. Now today when you are in a conversation, work on your strength. Tell me about API. बताओ क्या कुछ सीखूं तुमसे. And then so that you'll see organically how the net, practice it every day. You'll see it is magical. Like जैसे तुम अगर बैंक से मिल रहे हो, if I were you, I was meeting bank. Today you are asking bank to help you. Why should the bank help you? Until it's earth shattering. None of our solutions can change the world because banks all have this feeling that, oh, we are anyways great, right? But if you meet the bank and you have done the homework on the bank, and if you meet them and tell in the meeting, you know, I studied about you. And in the last 3 years, I saw these are the innovations that you did. And these are the 2 things I liked. And this is one thing I thought could have been better. And this is one thing that we say, suddenly the topmost CXO to everyone will give you attention because you did homework and you met them. And not and you were not just praising them, but you did that, oh, this is good I found. And this is something I thought could have been better. And you know, I would love to learn that what was your strategy or thinking. Then suddenly they'll think, oh my God, I'm talking to a guy who's really thinking about my product. So let me now start thinking about his product. So I can go on, but these are some of the things that you do because you'll have so much to give you know, this thing. And then, yeah, we can all become expert networkers.
Thank you. Taking your point and giving back. Thank you.
And last
before
is
you
when
leave,
you have nothing
Abhinandan,
to lose. Huh. Sorry?
Sorry?
No,
Sorry.
go ahead, Shraddha, sorry.
No, I was just saying that, you know, when you have nothing to lose, no, when you're not the most fashionable or sexy or coolest person in the room, then you can behave the way you want to. So the point is, be very happy, because once you are very dude, then you have to dress away, talk away, be away. Till that problem, keep making mistakes and behaving in a certain way, and suddenly you will be considered the biggest networker and the best person in the room. Think about it. It's our hesitation, क्योंकि लगता है वो बोल रहा है तो वो बहुत confident होगा, ये नहीं बोल रहे तो नहीं confident होगा. Play about a topic. आज तुम मुझसे बात करना शुरू करोगे fintech में, I'll have nothing. I'll be out of depth. I'll be shallow. You'll be an expert and I'll look like an idiot, right? So play to your strength and bat from your strength and think every day how you can do that. That's my only feedback to all of us.
Thank you. Thank you. Looking forward to connect that one man.
Yes, one man or one woman. Send a mail, we will do that.
One bank.
One bank. I thought you said one man. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
Abhinandan, here itself, Deepak has already pinged saying that he wants to have a chat with you on API banking. So maybe after this, that is your first connect, but we'll definitely see how we can connect as well.
Sure.
Oh, that's very nice of Deepak. Yeah.
Mr. Umar, would you like to go next?
I think we should see the time limit also, that everyone doesn't feel that they're constrained to be here. So we should check, just do a poll in terms of how long can we run this. Yeah. Yes.
Hi, my name is Umar Akhtar, and I think Shraddha, we have met a couple of times now. So I think for me, this was basically sabki phati padi hai. We are all entrepreneurs. We are all lonely. We've gone through all of this stuff, building our companies over years. We've been beaten down by COVID. We managed to just get back on our feet, and we got beaten down again.
Yes.
So for me, it was just, there's so much going on, and we're all isolated within our homes, not meeting people. And I thought, I need to get out there and meet other people who've really been beaten and standing back up. And that's all. I just want that infectious energy to come back and, feed off it and see what else we can do and keep going. And that was my primary intention of joining this club, knowing a bunch of smart people, hanging around with them. And I do believe that the connection that you have and the people that you talk to is what defines who you are in a way. So I
Yeah.
really strongly believe in being around smart people. And if somebody has decided to be an entrepreneur, they have taken a big jump in their life, like all of us
Yeah.
did. So for people who don't know, we have founded a company called Koski. It's an Indian occasion wear brand. We've been around for 6 years. We tried to get started with our first round of funding March of 2020. We had our first conversation with the VC and COVID hit. And we got back on our feet 2021. First round of conversation with the next VC and COVID hit again. So we are now worried about going and talking to a VC because we feel like, oh, I hope it doesn't hit again, So, well, for me, people, it's just an honor to be here and meet all of you and say hi to you guys. And hopefully we'll be able to catch up sometime physically and, make friends and talk about business and more and growth. And for me, it's just that nothing else I expect. And like I said, like Shraddha said and everybody else said, you're a part of a community, you see what you can give and things will come back. And I don't have any expectation beyond that from this group. That's me.
I love your brand. I have to go on record to say what you built is outstanding, and hope next time you'd have the conversation without you getting us into third wave of COVID.
I hope so.
and somewhere, Mar, exactly, for me, it's the same thing, right? And I'm so happy that you're saying the same thing, that we think that the other person is a smart networker, so we'll have hundreds of friends, or sometimes you just need to have conversation with people without agenda, and I hope that we can do some of that here also. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
thank you so much for having me here, and pleasure to be on this platform.
Thank you. We look forward to having conversation and getting you to talk about your journey and interacting with us very, very actively, please.
Sure. Happy to do that anytime.
Thank you. Chet, why don't you type your brand so that everyone can look at it also here in the chat?
Sure.
Chintan, in the meantime, would you like to go next?
Hi.
Yeah, please go.
Hi. Hi, Shraddha. My name is Chintan Rideshi. And I've recently started an export-import intelligence startup, which aims to reduce trade inequality. Our product intends to solve compliance and market access challenges faced by micro, small, and medium enterprises in India. My question to you is, are there, in your experience, are there any angel investors or VCs in India who are open to looking at for-profit, unconventional business model like ours, which are solving socio-economic KPIs, if I may say?
Anish, do you remember that company that we had covered, which is into international marketplace from India?
Yeah,
that
Shraddha,
girl,
I'll just check.
Priyanka Pani.
Just
check, no? So, so I would say, Chintan, have a conversation with this company, which is backed by Reliance, not Reliance, but Mukesh Ambani and Manoj Modi. They have all personally put money in this startup. This girl, she was working, she built the Reliance strengths, and very, very authentic, brilliant, trustworthy, nice person she is. And then she's built this e-commerce platform, which is it's called something where you can export to anywhere in the world, right? And import anywhere in the world. So I think you should have a chat with her and see if there is some synergy, there is some chance of investment, because I would say that this would be, your solution is good, then there can be a chance of investment from her.
And what's the name of the company? Sorry, I just missed the name.
Bhai.
I'll
Anish
just
will give the name.
drop that message to you. I'm just checking. I'll just drop that message to you.
Okay.
I wish we were like Google and could search, but we have big data of memory. He's like psycho. Maybe that's why his product will help us also to intellectualize our thing. But give the name. Yeah, we interviewed her last year. So.
Yeah, Shraddha, sure.
And then she can guide you also to interesting investors because she knows this space. So.
Okay. I think
Kalara.
It's Kalara. Yeah. Thank you, Harish.
Okay. देख लो यहाँ टाइप है चैट में डाला हुआ है Kalara.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. I think this is really helpful, Shraddha. If I need any help, I'll probably request Anish for a short slot with you.
Yeah. And if nothing happens, blame Anish. It's his fault. Anish.
Yep, I'm to the blame. Yep.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
I won't take too much of your time. Thank you so much for setting this up. This club is really good. Look forward to interacting with everyone on this platform.
Yeah, we also look forward to interacting with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Mahesh, would you like to go next? You're on mute.
Yeah, sorry. And thank you, Shraddha, and YourStory. And you guys are making a lot of unicorns in India indirectly.
First, you tell me, where is your background? Is it a fake background or a real background?
It's a fake background.
Okay, then continue.
Okay, all right. So, and first of all, your platform making a lot of opportunities for a lot of startups, and really appreciate for that. So myself, I spent almost 2 decades in working in Silicon Valley, and I want to move to India and do something good here. And out of a lot of compromisations with my family and everybody moved here, my focus area is 2 things. One is agriculture. The second one is energy technology. So I started a company called Godi Energy, and we are the startup in the world having in 1 year close to 15 PhDs working on in a technology.
Wow. Have we covered your story?
Yeah, you guys need to cover it. So,
my God, we are such losers. Just type the name and then we'll connect with you. Yeah.
So we have a very big ambition to develop our own technology for the cell manufacturing, because you and me and everybody carries the batteries. So batteries is a de facto, pockets or ears everywhere, right? So this technology is going to be the thing for everybody. So, and also move a lot of brain drain Indians back to India, and we're working on the good products. So, and that's what we are doing here. At the same time, mother passion of work is agriculture, and supporting a lot of farmers, especially growing organic vegetables and selling to the community and giving back to the community. So what I learned during these 2 years of the COVID and everything is, one thing we need is definitely a good food. Second is an extended family. See, because we are so possessive now, we have only our family with us, but no parents or in-laws are staying with us. So during these times, we need to get back to our old tradition, staying with the family and the parents and everybody. That joint families definitely helps resolve a lot of problems, and especially the food. Yeah, and you get good food from our parents. So both
I will disagree with you, because the challenge is, once you live alone for such a long time, adjusting with too many people is also a chaos, right? But you should maybe create a manual. How do you adjust with too many people? Because sometimes you just get alone. You get used to staying in a certain way, right?
Yeah, you are right, but it's a process. It will take time. So we are in past 2 years, like until 2 years back, we are in one direction. Now we are like just leaning to other ways now. So things will change. So, and definitely your platform is awesome, and a lot of insights, and you guys are making a lot of unicorns. You don't know that indirectly. So a lot of people are benefiting and covering their stories, and good job, and keep it up. And we all need to make something good happen to the society as well. That's really, really important. giving it back to the society. And because we born like this and we die like this, right? In between, what happened is that thing everybody remembers. So giving back to society is really, really important, and definitely your platform can also help to especially there's a two kinds of people, like a need and necessity. We always look at who need it actually. So I'll give you a story. I'll just wrap it up with the story. Once I was in US and I was part of this Vipassana course. I met a lady. She's telling she worked a lot of NGOs and everything in Africa as a part of UN. And she told, Mahesh, don't give the money, give them the tools, and ask them the back whatever you're lending, because once you start giving the money, they always expect the same. So give them the tools and empower them so that they'll start learning and growing themselves. So that's a small thing I just want to share. That's what I every time I think that kind of words will resonate me. Okay, thank you, and thank you for your time. And this is a great. Today we are having very great Friday with your story. Thank you. Yeah.
And we look forward to your to have conversation with you. Two things I picked up which you can contribute to this community. Yeah. How did you get the PhDs to work with you? Maybe we should have a conversation with you at some point, that how do you get, because it's not easy and you've got so many. Second thing is that context switching of working on this and also doing organic farming. How do you manage both those things? How do you prioritize your time? So there's so much that we could have next time we could have conversation with you on.
Definitely, Shraddha. And thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye.
Pooja, would you like to go next? You're on mute currently.
Hey, Shraddha. I don't know if you remember, we met a couple of times. My closest link to your story is, of course, through Madan, who I consider super brilliant. So I'm glad that I bought my Red Bull. I've been waiting for an opportunity to speak and not beer. Yes, I mean, we are on the back of the pandemic and a lot of what was said, it makes sense. And I sort of joined just to get re-inspired and repurposed and, try and get back to life from a very, very intense, emotionally intense period. I've been actually spending a lot of my time volunteering because that was the only way the last 2 months actually made sense. So and these are just right now random thoughts. What Naveen mentioned made a lot of sense. I am a culture specialist. So I'm glad he gave culture some endorsements. So anybody looking for any support around culture, happy to provide that. Specifically, if I really look at what would I like to get out of this, I think that I launched something called the Entrepreneurship Conclave, and it was a blind date that I went in 2017. So if I really look at parts of my business, a lot of where I am today is to really look at how do I scale entrepreneurs the way you've done entrepreneurs, because that's I believe there's a huge potential, and having no background in it, a lot of my own passion, having worked as an entrepreneur in my corporate stint and as an entrepreneur, really drove me, to this space. In 3 to 4 years, we've had 3 very successful events. We've had some great brands being associated. Of course, the pandemic has sort of really kept everything up and down. But that's one space that I am really sort of now wanting to vision and work forward. And I wanted to really learn from your story and from you specifically, because the vision that I have for the entrepreneur space can be like a parallel to what your story has sort of created for entrepreneurs. So I don't want to take up too much airtime because there's so many people and everybody's sharing. But if there was an opportunity to pick your brains, I would love to do that.
No, so let's have a conversation.
Kind to profile, the event in 2019. We did a digital event, which I was very overwhelmed with because it was just between the first and second wave, and that was quite successful. We had about 25 speakers, but today I see a lot of value in it, especially where the world has come, the context of the world. I'm also looking at social entrepreneurship, because a lot of the things that have been said, even by Naveen, in terms of, the whole context, the cultural context, and the workforce, and leadership and culture, all of it is sort of moving to doing things beyond profit making and the individual. So that's where I am. Okay, and I don't want to take any more space. And
No. So I want to tell you that this is something that we are working closely on, and we wanted to bring conversations on inclusivity, sustainability, a lot more, and then also how do you think, while technology and everything is happening, the human side to the corporate world, and then somewhere, if you think there is something that you're doing, you're launching, and you think that strategically there is something that we could do, then we'd love to do it with you.
Yeah, so I have a big background in inclusion, and I am, and that's the reason entrepreneurship really, and we have.
So why don't you do one thing? Why don't you put a plan because of one thing or two things that you want to do immediately in the next 2 months or 3 months, and let's pilot it. And what are the resources? What is the capital? What is the thought and mindset that, or whatever is required? Very structured. If you put that, then we can have a very quick conversation and close on it.
Sure, and Madan's part of my think tank, just to let you know, because
so then you have no problem. Madan will make sure that
I really, really admire his research mindset. Thank you so much. Thanks, Shraddha.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Karan. If you'd like to go next.
Oh, hi, Shraddha. I'll keep it very short. I'm in love with you and your product.
Wow.
I don't want to and I've been an entrepreneur. I had a magazine for 4 years. Then social media came in picture. The magazine was called Avant-Garde Life. And then while social media came in picture, I started doing events, and we did 50 luxury lifestyle events pan-India. And that's when I met a lot of these entrepreneurs and brands and marketing and sales heads of various companies. Since 2-3 years, I've been trying various startups. I did one marketplace for portrait artists so that community can get a standardized revenue pattern rather than working for Swiggy and Zomato. These are all portrait artists. And then I did something with conscious living, basically built an e-commerce company for consciously made products, pin to plane, but with something, everything but not Amazon in terms of the context of these products. And then since the lockdown, whole of my company was hit, but because I was hustling enough, I was able to move the whole company to a networking platform. And we have 1,200 people right now paying 20,000 rupees a year. But this networking platform is for marketing and sales heads of various companies. In fact, we might have a lot of common connects, and I've been hired by True Beacon, Nikhil, I've been hired by Ind Money, typically to network, hedge fund, all of those jazz. And
so you have all the rich people. Yes, got it. If you have True Beacon, then yeah.
So we now, as soon as the pandemic will get over, I'm launching a luxury concierge business for affluent individuals. Basically, we want to handle their lifestyle. Typically, people have earned money from Bellary to Kolhapur to Bombay to Delhi, but if they want to access living a good life, that's where we want to play a role. And I have some people who are ready to invest immediately. It's a tech platform, not great investment, but good returns. And like you, we would like to be in the network of successful individuals. I mean, from the top of the food chain, typically things move, society kind of changes. I wanted to connect with you, want to invite you as a speaker. I have 1,500 marketing and sales heads, not typically like for Lamborghini, Aston Martin and all that. We got, I know they are secretly entrepreneurs also, but they are those people who pick up the papers along with you, but they're still hanging in there. So we would like to invite you as a speaker.
Yeah, sure, I'll come. And if there's anything that we can do.
On Clubhouse, we want to do. I will coordinate with the team, and at some point I would want to introduce my network to you and see if there is any synergy. Because I cost 20,000 rupees, I don't think, and many of them can be profiled by your team. And if anyone wants to hop in, then I want to participate and make your story a bigger story and my story a smaller story. But it typically
let's have a conversation. If there's any way that we can help you in what you are doing also, then because it makes sense, because see, entrepreneurs will benefit to interact with that community you have, right? Today, many of the entrepreneurs here would also like to talk to some of the people there. So let's figure that out. Yeah, let's have a conversation. Now, Anish, can you arrange this?
Sure, Karan, I've just dropped a message to you. Please, please have a look.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. I will keep it short.
Thank you.
Karan.
Sasi, if you'd like to go next.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes.
Yeah. So hi, Shraddha, Sashi here. And one of the reasons I wanted to be here is because I always hear you talking on the videos. I thought maybe sometimes you should also hear me talking. So so why am I the only one listening all the time? No, seriously, on a more serious note, I actually wanted to talk to you. I wanted to see who has created the whole thing and just kind of try to interact with you. Two things here. What I would like to say, Shraddha, is that actually I started my .com thing during the 2001, 2002, the .com buzz. That was at the beginning of my career, and now I'm in the last quarter of my career. So the thing is that in between I was handling corporate profiles in the construction space, and I've got back onto this. And your content is actually something where people can save a couple of years rather than going through the grind and getting blasted by their families and blasted by their friends from where they've taken funds and burnt it all out. Actually, you made the journey much more easier for them, saved them from a lot of this pressure. But one thing, Shraddha, where I would like to say is that I've seen in a lot of cases, the companies in the US, the startups or any technology, any company in the US for that matter, is always like, what we repeat in India, a success story of what had happened in the years, 3 years or 4 years back. It kind of takes about 3-4 years to come into India. So if you could actually connect, these companies which are there in the US also as a part of the platform who started up, or certain areas of technology, certain areas of payments and things like that, I think people don't have to actually make these mistakes here. They can just kind of follow a lot of ideas there which have already worked. And I think the success rate will be much higher. I mean, it's just my thought. And I've noticed that a lot of things which have failed in the US fail here also. A lot of things which have worked out in the US work out here also, but after 3-4 years time. So, I mean, just that's one thing.
No, Sasi, very good point. Very good point. We're launching in US this year.
Wonderful. Great. Okay. And okay. And second thing is that, like Jyoti had said some time back, if you could, of course, I mean, a one-on-one mentor with the kind of startup fever in India and having so many lakhs of people, I know it's tough. But if there could be some criteria of segregating and, seeing at least, some internal validation where you can actually put on to a mentor, I think it would actually save a lot of time for a lot of people. And I know it's not about money, but I'm sure that, when people know that they've reached a certain level in business, and if there's a much heftier fee also to actually go on to a one-on-one mentor, I'm sure a lot of people will be ready for that. Like today, let's say there's a certain fee for a one-on-one mentorship. I'm sure I would be ready to go ahead and do it because I've got a model where I already have a revenue. I already have the the bootstrapping has already happened. And I wouldn't mind paying that extra amount because I know I would actually go on to the next level. I mean, just an idea for you, just food for thought.
No, when you said, Sasi, that one of the things, Anish, I don't know if you're here. One of the things that I'm thinking right now is that one thing that we need to do is get people to fill forms in a certain way where we ask get the right questions in terms of where they are and what they're doing. So then the mapping becomes easier for us.
Yeah. Exactly. That is one thing. And one more point I would of course, 10 to 15 minutes of your space. I'm sure if you could actually give it from the construction space and, we have certain traction. So like to take some, proper advice from you on whether we are on the right track or not and kind of take it forward. So I'm sure you're giving everyone 10 to 15 minutes. Maybe you're being very good because it's a social media presence. So I'll try to take advantage of that. I'll take maybe Anush. Yeah. Anush is going to be my best friend now.
Anish, Naveen said that there's no life, but now he's thinking of family. I'm still not thinking of. I like talking also. So yeah, let's talk.
Okay.
And I'll connect you to one guy rather who might be useful for you. He's a builder. He has a lot of construction. Karan Shetty, I don't know, young guy, and he's doing very different kinds of properties and comes from that background and family. So maybe see if that's helpful for you. Yeah.
Wonderful. So maybe, and also if I could have like about 10 minutes of your time, just kind of run my thought with you and see how
Yeah,
it
yeah,
goes.
yeah,
Okay.
done. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Because you
And
gave
I'm
two
only
very
one who's
good
been
value
sincere to
bets.
the meeting. I don't know whether you can see my beer bottle or not. So cheers to everyone. All the best. And
Cheers.
yeah, sure. Look
Cheers.
forward to that. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. I think we have 5 more people, and we were planning to end the event by around 7 to 7:10. So I'd request everyone to keep your questions a bit more concise. And of course, as Shraddha told you earlier, if you would like to have any kind of follow-up events, we will of course have a lot of follow-up events. Please drop an email. I've put my email in the chat, and we can go in from there. As next, Karthik, if you'd like to go next, please.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, Shraddha, and hello to all friends. So this is Karthik Venkatraman. I have recently founded a company called Sublimis Technologies. We are about 14 months old. We have 4 co-founders. I've jumped into the entrepreneurship. I'm possibly the first person in the family to do so after 24 years of corporate life. And what we do is we basically addressing the pain areas for MSMEs and SMEs, especially post the pandemic, the need for them to scale up their business using digital transformation. So I'm a digital transformation expert, worked across all 7 continents. I've established business across, and but working for someone else. So this is the first time I'm doing it myself with 3 other co-founders who we worked together for 20 years. We have 2 platforms. One is Emporium, which is a business commerce platform. It is headless. When I say headless, it is vertical agnostic. It can be used by any vertical. And second is Brahmand. Since I've spent 20 years in travel technology, we've done something for the travel holiday and cruise portfolio. So that is an ERP kind of a platform for them. Our focus is always going to be MSMEs and SMEs. We started March 2020. We got our MPV out in November this year. From January, we actively started marketing, and we are fortunate to get about 28 clients in the period of 5 months. Currently bootstrapped. The reason of me joining, I'm very new to YourStory. Just 3 days old. So I'm not sure if this is a ragging platform to have the right to rank. I just completed 3 days. And my idea of joining is one, to share my experience, since I have about 24 years of work experience across technology platforms. Anything I can add to this network would be my honor. The second thing is to network with people, to understand. It was very engaging discussions. Whatever we had, we get to learn so many things daily. So learning is one of the key reasons why I have joined this platform. And if I get a good connect with some investors who are willing to invest in our kind of a model, would also be great. So that's the reason why I have joined YourStory. Thank you very much for the time given. And possibly if I do get a 10 or 15-minute window, possibly can talk more about the startup.
Yeah, I would love to know about the startup a little more before we make the introduction. So I get what you've done, and you already have customers. That's a huge validation. But let's have a conversation, and then accordingly we'll make the introduction. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, Shraddha.
Thank you. Thanks. And we'll take you up on your tech support, because a lot of entrepreneurs would need that advice. So
yeah, I'm always open. So in fact, I am also a part of another association called BNI, where I help a lot in terms of other stuff. So more than willing, anything in technology, whatever contribution I need to make, always welcome.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Chandu, if you'd like to go next. We can't hear you, Chandu. If you could speak.
Hi, Shraddha. So you have been my inspiration for past 3 to 4 years. From the initial stage itself, I've been seeing you, and so happy to meet you one by one here. And about me, here in Madurai, Tamil Nadu, the co-director of Startup Grin Madurai. So here I am working on the objective of creating startup ecosystem in the 2-tier town Madurai. So here I joined as a YourStory member. First, I found this is a great opportunity to join, because I'm getting into a network of startups, mentors, and their investors kind of thing. So here, in Tamil Nadu, it's very much developing startup ecosystem. And especially we are seeing people around 2-tier and 3-tier towns and creating some angel investors, because we have very less angel investor network is there. I think you promoted the network at Mumbai and other many cities. They were starting period, I know. And still we are working on it. After some 5 to 6 years, it's been developing here. And here I'm looking for to get to work with people who are well versed in maybe giving awareness to students. And so far we have worked with some 2,000, 3,000 students here about creating awareness about how to create an idea, so how to create a disruptive technology, so some kind of thing, and working with incubators kind of. So such kind of people we are working on. Here I am looking to connect with some people who are really ready to mentor the startups, agri-tech startups and rural-based startups. And I'm working with transgenders and street vendors too, on helping them to create some e-commerce websites.
Wow.
So, yeah.
No, we'll
so
we'll help. We no, help sounds as such a privileged word, but let's talk. Let's Anish just fix up a call. Let's talk, and then we'd love to participate with you in whatever you are doing, because it's so very important. So yeah, done.
Thank you
I'm
so
very
much
proud of what you're doing. It's not easy doing out of Madurai. You're doing it. Very, very proud, and let's see how we can work together. Let's have a conversation tomorrow, day after.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Shailesh, if you would like to go next.
Yeah, hi Shraddha. Just wanted to connect and congratulate you on creating this inspiring platform. It is actually saving a lot of time and energy of a lot of startups, as I can see around. I just dropped in to share my story, which is actually, we are 2 decades old now, and we are into the media communications and digital content production. So mine is a story of adversity. As we say, that adversity is opportunity in disguise. So I was working with the reputed media houses like Bennett Coleman, Levy Media, and all. And then one fine day, I decided to start my entrepreneurship, and in terms of advertising agency and all. But so happened that it was 2001, and we had the earthquake, one of the worst earthquakes the country or the world has witnessed.
Yeah.
And the business, before it started, it collapsed, and then we were trying to come up, and immediately the riots happened, the Gujarat riots, which are another tragedy. But the story in this is that the riots and this earthquake gave us opportunity, because a lot of corporates and a lot of the other NGOs and organizations came for rehabilitation support and other supports actually. So they were actually largely disoriented because there were a lot of government agencies to coordinate with, and they didn't know whom to talk to, and there were bureaucrats in charge and all. So that somehow gave us opportunity, because I was with media, some people at Trafford, and we started helping them out and connecting with the relevant government authorities and relevant people. And soon it turned out to be that it was a need which I was fulfilling, and the FICCI appointed us officially, and then we became the public relations manager. And so since that, there was no looking back, and I thought it might as well be my career rather than advertising agency. So we converted into public affairs management services, and that's how we began. And after that, we realized that the similar problems were existing in the other disaster management areas also. So we tried to specialize in that. And another area we identified was the healthcare communication, because we saw the doctors were doing wonderful jobs and special surgeries and all, but they were not writers. They were not good content creators.
Yeah.
So we thought we can help them creating case studies, and that gave us another opportunity to work with. So this is our small story, and now we are 2 decades old. And I'm also a part-time mentor and angel investor. I'm connected with TAI Angel Investor Network.
Where are you based?
I'm based in Ahmedabad, Gujarat.
Wow. Oh, I studied there. So I love Ahmedabad. No, but let's have a conversation, and very, very, because you said 2 decades, but I know 2 decades, how many days, how many weeks, and how many months, and how much of life one would have given to this. I'm very proud of what you have done. Yeah.
I also wanted to share, especially because during this pandemic period, I see a lot of people have got disheartened actually. So I wanted to tell them that adversity is often an opportunity in disguise. So they should actually look at that and find things that they can do actually, rather than they could not do. So that was my idea.
Wow, thank you. And I know it's taken courage for you to speak because you are feeling shy also to talk, but you are talking. So thank you. Thank you so much. And you know, all of us might need your service because the more increasingly public relations is becoming critical and very, very evolved and nuanced. So maybe we should have a conversation, and maybe for the club members, you could have some kind of a special pricing with which you can work. That would be very helpful.
We'll be more than happy to have everybody.
Thank you.
Most
Thank
welcome.
you.
I will
Thank you.
put my email ID also.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ayush, if you'd like to go next.
Anish, will you order coffee for me, please? I need coffee. I have that Manicola call also after this. Sorry. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for the connect. And it's really amazing to see so many amazing people starting up and for you guys to get them together. I think to introduce, I am from Kesova. We are a startup, a collaborative of creators. We work with drones and drone data, and we want to try and help create awareness on what is from a geospatial view and help decision makers design the future they want. There's a lot of work to be done across the world. The air condition goes off for a day and reality comes to check that it's hot. So I think what motivates us is, just trying to firstly create and try and see if we can solve a problem. And that's the idea behind us starting up. I think revenue or monetization, all that is natural. There are many people who know how to do that and set models. And it's been a pleasure to connect with everyone. Thank you so much. And I am extremely happy on behalf of the team to share that we even got accredited from Startup India yesterday. We got our certificate, and that excites us.
Congrats.
Thank you so much for connecting. I hope over the course of time, I'll definitely be able to learn much more to come. Thanks.
All the very best, and let's keep having conversation. Let's figure out what you are doing and how we can help, and how you and we could learn from you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Akansha, if you'd like to go next.
Hi.
Hi, I am Akansha, co-founder of Phoenix Robotics. We are
Sorry, I can't hear you. I don't know why there's some problem. I can't hear you.
Akansha, I think there's a connection issue from your end. Akansha, sorry, but we can't hear you. I think there is a connection issue. In the meantime, Chandu would like to go again.
Am I audible?
Yes, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, Chandu. Akansha, I think there was an issue with your audio connection. We'll come back to you. Chandu, please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry that I'm having a bad internet. I'm countryside in India. Sorry. So okay, this is Chandu. So I'm a 22 years old teen from Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh. So currently I'm living with my grandparents in my village. So actually I have an idea around my head. So it is around the cryptocurrency. So I want to build up a community platform for crypto investors. So the idea is something like similar to generally like the IT professionals have to connect the other IT professionals. We have LinkedIn. and to connect with the team, internal team, and to collaborate with the team, we have a Slack. So my idea is like something like around between these two things. Like, why can't the crypto investors like have one community where they can connect with the similar guys who are investing in the same domain or the same coin, and like that's what I felt, because while I was doing the crypto investing and all, so I found that that's a problem for everyone, because right now we have many communities scattered around like places called Reddit forums, Twitter spaces, and right now we have a club of cats too. But I'm trying to put everything under one place, and like to have some better features that help the community to connect around. So my I'm looking for for help. So I'm just 1 year, I have only 1 year experience in this IT world. So I'm just looking around some experts in this, like in the IT professional and along with the same crypto investors, so who can validate my idea, and that's all I was looking for.
So I have a request. Why don't you drop in a mail to us, very quick and concise, and we will look at one of the people that we just interviewed recently, and he's a brilliant guy. He's the Matic Polygon founder, and you know how successful they are from India. So we will, and they do angel investing and they do mentoring. So you send this, and then we will connect you to him.
Sure, thank you.
Okay.
There's also one more suggestion from my end. I think you're using a Bluetooth earphone, because of which your audio wasn't coming out well. So next time I'd suggest you to not use a Bluetooth earphone for Zoom. Has some issues at times. But with that, Akansha, I'd request you to go now.
Sure. Sorry for the technical issues from my end.
No, sorry, please. It's not your issue. It's the technical issue. Yes.
Okay, so I'm the co-founder of a technology startup, Phoenix Robotics. So recently we have rebranded it in the name of Datums. So Datums is the name of our IoT platform. So the company is based on Internet of Things. So we have made this platform to connect machines, sensors, processes, and people, mostly in the industrial environment scenarios. And in that case, we target the equipment manufacturers. We actually are a startup since 2015, so 6 years plus. And we have successfully raised a fund last October worth $700K from like seed investors from Singapore. So currently we are looking to scale. Previously we were in a different sector, and during the startup journey, it's very, common. Like we make pivots when we realize that we have done something wrong with our business model or something. Previously we were doing business with the B2G model. Now we have shifted it to directly B2B, and we are connecting to those people who are good with the connecting with government, and we do not go directly with the government when we don't know the how the game is played. So now like our revenues also are quite good, but now we are looking to raise investment for our startup because this pivot that we have made from the sustainability sector, like we were doing the air quality monitoring solution earlier, now we want to connect our piece of this IoT to every machine out there, so that all this data can be analyzed in a single platform. And with this YourStory Club, actually, first I would like to tell something about Shraddha. Like I have seen so many of her videos, and I'm so motivated by her. I mean, our startup is from a tier 2 city, and like I think like we need more exposure from the clubs like this to be, to have a presence out there. And whatever we have done, like we can share our experiences, our failures with everyone, and like we can also learn otherwise as well. And with that, like actually the funding game, like when we had last round when we had raised, so it was very difficult for us, like because nobody knows us, or we don't have a marketing strategy out there. So I would request, from her end, like what should be how should we deal with it? And is there any program like we are targeting towards the tier 2 cities or 3 cities where the opportunity is not more, and they are not sure of like what are the different technologies or opportunities out there like they can access to?
First of all, congratulations to what you've built. Second is that we'll connect you to this plugin alliance. I don't know if you know, Intel and IIT Bombay, they have come up with this, and actually we are working now very closely with them to get all the ecosystem players on IoT and then build a very strong momentum in India for that. So you'll have investors and everyone there. So let me connect you, send a mail, we'll connect you to them. So first of all, the funding that you're looking, or the mentoring and the guidance as you scale, I think Intel would be a very good, and they're very good people there. So they should be a good partner for you. Second thing is that, yes, we should have you talk more and figure out how do we create more engagement. And maybe I would bank on you because you have that experience, eloquence. And let's have a conversation that how can you be one of our partners in the place that you are in to build that network? Can you become a champion or a mentor or an advisor in the community, and then we equip you with everything so that you could do? Because I keep on listening, but somewhere we have to now problem solve it. You get what I'm saying? So nobody from Bangalore is going to move, right? Like I hope they do, but nobody is going to move. So let's solve it there itself, right? So let's have a conversation. But more than that, let's first connect you to these guys. I think you'll find it very useful because you're in the IoT space. This is only for IoT space. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you so much, Shraddha.
Thank you.
That's from my side.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Satish, would you like to go next?
This chocolate type of thing is disturbing my mental equilibrium. Remove it from me.
Sure.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
First of all, thanks to you for bringing your story. So my connection with your story is slightly very deep. When I was doing my MBA, like I was more interested in entrepreneurship, and I was very clear in trying out a few ideas. And I still remember scribbling ideas in my notepad, sitting in the classes without listening to the classes or whatsoever, and even got caught with a professor and so on. So well, I was doing an internship with one of the startup in Coimbatore, and he actually advised me to get some exposure about the startups and everything, so that like I can probably have some idea in terms of how I can take an idea forward. And that's when I got introduced to YourStory. Then it was like like every day it become a habit of I think that at that time YourStory usually publish 2 or 3 stories every day about a startup. So that actually being in Coimbatore, studying from an very tier 2 college, actually reading stories every day from YourStory gave me a lot of exposure into these different ideas, the business models, how startups work, the investment ecosystem and everything. And that actually pumped me to get a job in Bangalore and move to Bangalore. And I got a few opportunities in Coimbatore as well, but still even the package is less. Like I wanted to move to Bangalore just to stay close to the startup ecosystem or whatever. And after 2 years into the job, somehow I felt that I should quit, and probably I should start up with some idea, or I should do something else rather than going for a job. I had a few ideas, but nothing was intuitively close enough to get started with or whatever. That's when I decided, okay, until we have our own startup, or I do something of my own, or get started with some idea which is tech-based, I wanted to do something related to startups. And then we started this Polaris, which is basically helping startups from the strategic front. So though I don't have the experience and knowledge, I managed to pull together a team who had relevant experience and background, probably people with more than 6 years, 7 years of experience. And probably in the first 18 months, we piloted a lot in making consulting work for startups, almost like work with each and every founder out there on a freelancing basis or on a commission basis or whatever. And we piloted a lot of ideas and a lot of frameworks, and finally we were able to come up with some our own consulting frameworks, which basically fits very well with the startups. And it's been 5 years now, and things are going good. And we help startups on the strategic front, be it market entry, growth, or investment readiness. Mostly we work with founding and early stage startups. And then after 3 or 4 years, I realized, this is what I wanted to do. Rather than sticking with one idea, I really loved the gist of working with different startups at different times, different ideas and innovations. All this actually excites me. And it all started with the help of YourStory, to be very frank. I wouldn't have got the exposure, whatever that was required in the early days of my career without YourStory, to be very frank. And ever since then, I think it's been close to 6 years. And still I get the newsletter. I make it a habit of crawling through every articles that's being recommended.
Generous, and thank you for that. And I'm very glad that your story has. But one of the things that you have to realize that what you started doing is not easy. And I can imagine the hustle and the pain and the rejection and the uncertainties in your kind of a thing, because doing a consulting work, and that too starting without that gray hair and so many years of experience. So I can imagine the journey that you would have made, and you've survived for 6 years. You are here today. I think you should learn to give a lot more credit to yourself. Coming from Coimbatore, making this happen aasan nahi hai, but you've done it. And somewhere that self-acknowledgement you should do, because one of the challenges when we come from small towns, and while Naveen said we have ego, one side we have ego, the other side is that we don't like to love ourselves and appreciate ourselves. And so I think you have done the difficult part, and I hope it just gets better. And somewhere in the club we will see how we can see what are the different things that you're doing, and the offering, if you could have a better, good, competitive offering for some of the things that you can do for the club members, then let's look.
I would love to explore any opportunities when it comes to doing anything with YourStory. I would really love to do it. And I have just only one ask here. I just want my story to be published in YourStory. I think that's gonna be a great moment for me. Like over the years, I would have shared close to 300, 400 different startup stories, whatever that I read and that I found interesting. And it will be a great moment for me to share our story getting published.
It would be a great moment for us to share your story and your journey, and we will do this. So Anish, make sure, let's do it. We will be honored to do, because you've made the journey, you've walked the mile. So let's have your story.
Thanks a lot, Shraddha, and happy to be part of the club. As I think being part of the club gets me more closer to the ecosystem as well as YourStory, and I'm glad that I were able to make it to the club, and look forward to more engagement.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, Satish. Good to know you. Anish?
Yeah, I think Ekta, if you'd like to go next.
Sorry. Hi, Shraddha.
Hi.
So I was listening everybody.
I have one request. Anish, I have a call. Just ask Anak. I have a 7:30 call. It's on. Do I have to join that call? If not,
Sure.
Continue.
Sure.
Sorry.
I think this is the last question we have. After this, we'll wrap.
Yeah, but you check on that one also. Yeah.
Sure. I'm just doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So I'm listening a lot of numbers as well as the tactical things. But if I talk about myself, so we are not into the technical thing. So we are concentrating basically on air, water, and food, which are the basic necessities of life.
Yes.
And seriously, I think I have already shared my vision. And thanks for publishing our story on YourStory. And that was a privilege. It was it gives me so much pleasure when I thought that for 4 years back when I met you, I said that one day I will be also in the YourStory, and you made that thing happen. So first of all, thank you so much.
You made it happen. Let's be very honest. You came here in this pandemic. You have the hustle, the way you are working and helping people. It is not easy, and alone you started doing it. And I want to go on record to say कि आसान नहीं है women के लिए करना, and you are doing it. So credit आपका है. We, of course, we had the privilege of telling your story, but you've done the hard thing. Yeah, you're in Chandigarh, right?
Yeah, I am from Chandigarh.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot for this encouragement and support. And further, Shraddha, we have started a few more projects, and one project is very crucial for this time, because right now we all are struggling for the gas cylinders, and we have to think about it, how we want to live our life. We are already buying the food, we are already buying the water, And now the year is also on sale. So keeping all this in mind, we have started Triveni project, and I seriously wish to discuss this project with you.
Let's
so
do that.
if any time we can connect.
Yeah, I've said so many for the weekend. So let's do it coming week. Anish, let's have that. Yeah, done. Let's have a chat.
Sure.
Yeah.
Before that, I will share the details with you on mail.
Done.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think
Thank you.
with that, we have finished everyone. So Ayappa, over to you if you'd like to. We have heard everyone talk, and thanks for everyone. Ayappa, over to you, please.
No, nothing, Anish. I think we can wrap it up because it's run for like almost 2.5 hours.
Today is
So that's it.
Ayappa's birthday. And Ayappa, thank you so much for organizing this. Thank you so much for getting me here. I think it was fantastic. I don't know about others. Let me tell you, I felt it was a very healing, therapeutic, encouraging, motivating, high energy, or acha feeling aaya. So thank you. Thanks so much. And I hope that we have this conversation regularly. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see everyone's put a face to all the names that we've been interacting with. So yeah, I think Shraddha, like you said, great to meet everyone. We will be doing a lot more of this. Anish has already shared it. We are doing a lot more events in July, guys. Like I mentioned, the networking events. And like mentorship, I see a lot of requests for that. We will be doing this Friday AMAs and workshops. I encourage all of you all to attend that. And like Shraddha said, we will be looking for more hands-on mentorship, day-to-day mentorship. In the next month, you'll see more progress on that. And new courses and new content that we're looking at. So a lot more club coming. Coming away from club, Shraddha has given us a few mandates to ensure that the community is well engaged. There's a lot of work happening on, and all the requests that you all have. Yes, Amrita, Harish, and I will be active on the community. So any help, any support you all need, please feel free to reach out to us, and we are there to help you out. Shraddha, any parting words before we close?
There was a quote which I really liked. Yesterday only I read, individually, we can make a difference. And we are all very individualistic. That's why we are entrepreneurs. So individually, we can make a difference, but together we can make a change. And I'm really thinking that together we stay and we make a change. And I'm counting that we become an example of a very solid community that actually gives and gets value, and there is authenticity in it. So looking forward, thank you so much for joining, counting on each one of you to help make this community work and make, genuinely take ownership. Many things we have committed, sometimes we will have falling, sometimes we may delay things. तो मतलब घर की तरह पूछो, आप करो, because you're entrepreneurs, and make this. I am counting on all of you to make this club a success, so that we become a club of maybe we are not unicorns and maybe we are not blah, but we are a club which genuinely learns how to give and get, and yeah. So thank you. Have a very good evening. Bangalore has a lockdown beginning Saturday, Sunday, and if you're outside, take care of yourself and look forward to building a very strong friendship. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot. God bless. And yeah, let's keep talking. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.